afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Tuesday, November 11th, 2014, and this is Texan TV News from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas. I am Kevin Blake, and here are today's top stories. In campus news, on Monday, the Clyde H. Wells Fine Arts Center held a senior recital in recognition of trumpet player Brandon Senade. Senade, who is a student of Brian Walker, assistant professor of trumpet, performed the stylings of Andante el Allegro, Sette Canopsis, Populares Espanolas, Slavic Fantasi, Concerto for Cute, Ascension, and ended with There's a Great Day Coming. Senade was accompanied by pianist Steve Chambers, as well as the Tarleton Trumpet Ensemble. In regional news from the Empire-Tribune, the demolition of the Deluxe Inn on Washington has been made some progress. So far, the workers have rid the building of the entrance, lobby, and bar, leaving nothing but a pile of metal and debris. Heidi Olson of Brooks Real Estate explained that the old hotel site of almost 6 acres will most likely be broken up into 3 lots, but that depends on the intentions of the buyers. The property adjunct to the inn is currently under renovations to accommodate a mini mall, and it's also up for lease. While several prospective buyers have made inquiries, there's nothing definitive in terms of possible owners. According to the construction crews, spokesman of the demolition of the inn should be completed in about a month. And now here are your state, national, and international and sports news from the Associated Press. In Texas news, a Texas man has been allegedly portraying himself as a wounded Navy SEAL. He has been arrested and accused of theft and faking his military record. The Parker County Sheriff's Office on Monday announced the arrest of 29-year-old Carlos Felipe Luna Gonzalez of Granbury. The authorities say Luna Gonzalez pretended to be an officer who's served in Africa and had been shot. During an undercover case, a cooperating gun shop owner gave Luna Gonzalez, who was wearing a dress uniform and medals, a $2,300 assault rifle. After he accepted the weapon, he was arrested. He is charged with theft, tampering with government document, and presenting fraudulent military records. Luna Gonzalez is free on $18,500 bond. Records show he was a former Navy seaman apprentice. In national news, President Barack Obama touched off a debate on Monday over government regulation of internet service, angering Republicans and the nation's cable giants who say that the plans would kill jobs.
President Barack Obama has come out strongly in favor of the concept of net neutrality, saying the Federal Communications Commission should treat the internet like an essential utility.
In plain English, I'm asking them to recognize that for most Americans, the internet has become an essential part of everyday communication and everyday life.
Net neutrality is the idea that internet service providers shouldn't block, slow, or manipulate data moving across its networks. The president made his remarks in a video released on the White House's website, not addressing reporters or allowing questions.
Abandoning these principles would threaten to end the internet as we know it. That's why I'm laying out a plan to keep the internet free and open.
The chairman of the FCC released a statement welcoming the president's statements.
They've been signaling that they're looking towards a hybrid approach, somewhere in the middle of the sort of 2 extremes of the issue.
Opponents quickly blasted the president's proposal. The primary lobbying arm of the cable industry said, "We are stunned the president would abandon the long-standing bipartisan policy of lightly regulating the internet and calling for extreme regulation." Politicians weighed in as well. Republican Senator Ted Cruz tweeted, "The internet should not operate at the speed of government, but it's consumers who could end up paying the price."
Netflix is already paying for better delivery through Comcast, for example, and inevitably they're going to wind up having to pass that cost on to the consumer.
There's no deadline for the FCC to make a decision. Matt Friedman, Associated Press.
In international news, a woman has been killed in a stabbing attack in the West Bank, in which the suspected Palestinian attacker was shot and wounded.
One person died and 2 were injured in the West Bank Monday when a suspected Palestinian assailant stopped his vehicle at a bus stop and attacked 3 Israelis, according to police.
The suspect, the terrorist himself, was shot by a private security guard that was in the area, and we've heightened security both in the area of Gush Etzion in Judea and Samaria, as well as in Jerusalem this evening after the second terrorist attack.
The incident occurred shortly after another stabbing gravely wounded an Israeli soldier at a Tel Aviv train station. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu promised a harsh response to the attacks, the latest in a wave of violence that has shaken Israel. Tensions between Israelis and Palestinians have been high in recent weeks, following the Israeli war against militants in the Gaza Strip and increasing frictions over a contested Jerusalem holy site. Bob McCall, Associated Press.
And now sports news from the Associated Press. Mississippi State and Alabama are the only Southeastern Conference teams that still have control of their fates in the playoff scramble. This coming Saturday, they play each other in Western Division, where teams have been picking each other off one by one. The top-ranked Bulldogs and number 4 Crimson Tide meet Saturday in the latest potential playoff elimination game. It's just the SEC West, Tide quarterback Blake Sims said on Monday. There's a lot of great teams, and Mississippi State is a great team. Gone are the one-time top 10 teams, LSU and Texas A&M, from the playoff conversation. Number 9 Auburn and number 10 Mississippi hopes are weakened. The 2 remaining teams already have big SEC wins. The Bulldogs over Auburn on October 11th and Alabama over in overtime against LSU last weekend. Mississippi State, 9-0 and 5-0 in the SEC, is ranked atop the college football playoff rankings. Alabama, who is 8-1 and 5-1 in the SEC, is 5th, but could move into the top 4 Tuesday night since Auburn lost to Texas A&M. The Bulldogs have been atop the AP poll for the past 5 weeks, but can embrace the underdog mentality this week. Odds makers have installed the Tide as a touchdown favorite at Bryant-Denny Stadium, where Alabama has won 13 straight. According to the Weather Channel, today will be mostly sunny with a high of 50 and a low of 28. With freeze watch in effect until Wednesday at 9 a.m. This has been a production of Texan TV News, a production of the Texan News Service from Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas. Tune in to Northland Cable Channel 9 on weekdays at 12:30 for each day's top stories, and Wednesdays at 1 for the week's top stories in Spanish. You can follow the Texan News Service on Facebook and Twitter, and check out our website at www.texannews.net for all your latest local, state, national, and international news, as well as all your entertainment and sports needs, updates, and a live stream of Texan TV News. Today's broadcast was produced by Tasha King and Amy Nash. I'm Kevin Blake. Have a wonderful day, Tarleton Texans.